Good morning. Happy Sunday. You're with Nix. How are you? For some reason, I wanted something sweet this morning. Want some? Might not need the sugar. All depends. Que pasa? What's up? Hopefully you're okay. Getting up this morning. You've been doing your stretches. You've been obeying your agua needs, definitely. And basically just getting adjusted to the amounts of changes that are coming up as we proceed. So here's the thing. Everything is changing nowadays. The food, the portions, the way we just get along with one another. It's really important how these adjustments are happening and how you're trying to navigate it. Are you looking to balance out your costs, or are you looking to spend less? It all depends on your perspective and your happiness in life. Pardon me, I feel a little dressed up. I swear, I only put on lip stuff today, but I feel a little dressed up. When I got up this morning, the first thing I heard was an ambulance. 3 o'clock in the morning. Can somebody at least make it home without having to go through emergency things? Or are you going home? Or is it because you don't want to go home is because you end up in the back of this emergency place where you end up in the emergency room? Don't answer that. It's personal, right? I just want to know, how much does your health matter to you? Does it matter more than having the biggest car, having the biggest house, having the best clothes? Does your health really matter to you? Do you know when to keep scrolling, or do you stay in some frivolous activities all because you're bored? Look, I'm not perfect. Sometimes I do watch the tea. Everybody likes tea as long as it doesn't involve them. So yes, I'm guilty of that. I watch the tea sometimes. But I keep scrolling because I know if I stay too long, I'll be too curious. So I won't do that. And this is what you have to remember about social media. It's addicting. And if you watch the wrong thing too long, it can get up into you. And you'll start relaying the same messages. So be sure you're relaying the right message. Okay? Now I'm almost at the end of my sweet tart journey. Whoever made sweet tarts, my heart goes out to you. Look, divine timing. 333. I'm going to take this moment to read my Psalms. Okay, so it's Psalms 90 today. Because I feel like we collectively are renewed. It's just that we have to keep unlearning the things that we've gotten so accustomed to. Everything in moderation. The only thing we need a big abundance of is love and understanding. That's something that we don't get a lot. From being a kid on the playground to being the youngest at the table. You really got to check these things out. The way that you conversate at the table, the way that you conversate at the lunch table, the way that you conversate at the picnic table, it all matters. Especially when people are getting in within earshot. That's how rumors start. They overhear things, and knowing they're not really invited to the conversation, they'll take those things and go off into the wilderness. And there you go. There's another story. Had something like that happen. I saw 2 people yesterday. One, presence absolutely upsetting. A bit. Except for the fact, I know that that's all that person has is that story. They've been doing the same thing for so many years. It's really not worth it to say anything to this person. Even though I know they did me dirty. They did themselves dirtier. Especially since I don't have to speak anymore. Then I ran into somebody else that the other person used to speak about. And it's like, be careful of rumors. For this same person that I ran into after the first person, that person was like, yeah, don't go towards them. They got that. And I was like, really? And this same person told me two other people had it. So I stayed away from those people. And the person that I wasn't upset with, I spoke to, but I never told their business. And it's funny, I found out years later that the same person that was passing bones on those two people was passing the bone on me. So I beg to think, well, I don't beg at all, that this person was basically the common denominator, and everybody got to get in, well, basically remaining hooked up in the situations they need not to be hooked up into. Especially since this person is hooked up in a situation that they ain't really hooked into. I'm sorry, maybe I'm going too fast. Imagine a person bragging about having a man, and they always on the outside. You don't tell them, I think you looking crazy. You just, give them support. You don't say anything. Imagine having somebody who wants you to go take them past their man's house, and it's another broad sitting there, big and pregnant. And you don't say, hey, you need to give it up to God. No, because eventually when he call, I'm going to be in here. I'm going to wait till she leave. Now, some people call that loyalty. Some people call that ride or die. But you have to understand, when you ride or die, you agree to die. And the person that you ride or die for might actually be interested in seeing that happen. Sure, they'll enjoy the ride. But depending on the person that you agree with that with, they might be more invested in the latter. And sometimes we tell ourselves that this is loyalty, but it's not. Especially when you don't know that other person did plan to see what happens at the latter. You got to be curious with folks, stroking folks' curiosity. You got to be very, very, very careful with stroking a person's curiosity. Never tell a person, I'll die without you. They'll try it out. Those are ambulances. Might be one of those ride or dies. So, be careful what you're saying. And don't let anyone talk you through the you know what. Not unless you plan on being there and you done talk your stuff back. And you got an exit plan. Because those things could be a bit trance-like. Much like me stirring this cup. Be careful of the words you choose. I remember during a heated moment, I said some things I shouldn't have said. I said, I belong to you. And I didn't mean it. It was just in the moment. However, if you say those things and you don't, and you really want to walk away and you end up walking away, they're going to try you too. Yeah, so be careful with getting married in the spirit. Yeah, saying words that you really don't mean, especially in the heat of things. You don't know how that went into another person's mind. Even though they might not deserve it, they still might try to take you literally. And I mean take you literally. Okay? So be careful of saying words that you don't mean. It's easy to do. Just be easier to take them back and to stand on business. We all were young. We all were naive. We all at some point didn't know stuff and then turned around and then knew them. So forgive yourself for the things that you probably didn't know until you came across one of us or you came across one of them. It's okay. Life is a learning experience. As long as you agree to go forward. You know, sometimes leaning on your own understanding, other times surrendering it to your higher purpose. And some of us do have a good support group. Just be careful that you're not looking for self validation or you're not just listening until you hear the thing that you want to hear. Make sure that the advice is good for both sides. We get a little picky, and sometimes we don't pick ourselves doing the pickiness. But let's proceed. A prayer of Moses, the man of God. Moses had it pretty rough. He was born in a place that didn't want him. Basically, his whole life, the whole beginning of his life, he was running from someone trying to take him out. All because of his gifts, all because of what he was destined to do. For a while, he was able to get passage because he was able to please the Pharisee for a little while, because the Pharisee did want a child, but the thing about it is the Pharisee was overlooking his own biological child to look at Moses. He was coveting. His only child was so disappointed because he was like, Dad, why are you so enamored with Moses? And here I am. Well, because he knew Moses had a calling. He knew Moses was going to be great. But the thing about it is, he had to bend Moses to his will. And bending Moses to his will would have knocked out Moses' purpose. So Moses had to go through being treated so very well and then cast out into slave ship. He was put into the fields after being able to command them for so long. Way up into his teenage years. And then as soon as he became a man, he started making muscles and having facial hair. The challenge came. For most of us, when we hit puberty, for women it's a lot younger. When we hit puberty, we have to be very careful. When we start to make our changes, when we start to develop beyond our baby fat, as we start to really come upon our purpose, we have to be careful in who's watching us and who sees our purpose before we do. Because those people would try to make us give it up, all out abandon it, or try to make us, put us in a position to where we can't pursue. Break an arm, break a leg, break a finger, break your brain, break your heart. Anything to stay in the way of your purpose. So you have to be careful with who and what you entertain, especially when you're changing. Some people never change. Some people stay the same. Some people get dressed differently, but they're still the same person. Some people know how to make the outside look great, while the inside, not so much. It doesn't develop. But just because they get older doesn't mean that they grew. That's a fact. So you be careful when you're going through your seasons like Moses. When you're changing into a better person. When you're getting the milk from behind your ears. When you're drying your eyes. When you're going through just a little bit, but you're learning a lot. Be careful of who's watching, because some people don't like the way you suffer. Because your suffering means that there's going to be a change. Their suffering means that there's going to be the same. They're going to take a break. They're going to take a nap. And they're going to come back and do the suffering again in a different outfit. But not you. You're known for throwing clothes away. You'll give them away, especially if that outfit took you through something. Nope, not you. They see that look on your face. They see that hurt on your face. They know you're not coming back. Damn. Gotta get her to come back. Gotta get them to come back. They buy top shelf liquor. Let's see what we could do to quench their dreams. It's not that we don't care about them. It's not that we care at all either. It's just that when they're around, they give us the look of possibility. Even though we don't give them the look of anything, they still give us the look of possibility. And you got to be mindful with that too. Interesting. Let's go. Lord, thou hast been our dwelling place in all generations. Before the mountains were brought forth, or ever thou hadst formed the earth and the world. Even from everlasting to everlasting, thou art God. Thou turnest man to destruction, and sayest, Return, ye children of men. For 1,000 years in thy sight are but as yesterday when it is past, and as a watch in the night. Thou carriest them away as with a flood. They are as asleep in the morning, they are like grass which groweth up. In the morning it flourisheth and groweth up. In the evening it is cut down and withereth. For we are consumed by thine anger, and by thy wrath are we troubled. Thou hast set our iniquities before thee, our secret sins in the light of thy countenance. For all our days are passed away in thy wrath. We spend our years as a tale that is told. The days of our years are 80 years and 10. And if by reason of strength they be 80 years, yet it is their strength, labor, and sorrow. For it is soon cut off, and we fly away. Who knoweth the power of thine anger? Even according to thy fear, so is thy wrath. So teach us to number our days, that we may apply our hearts unto wisdom. Return, O Lord, how long? And let it repent thee concerning thy servants. O satisfy us early with thy mercy, that we may rejoice and be glad all our days. Make us glad according to the days wherein thou hast afflicted us, and the years wherein we have seen evil. Let thy work appear unto thy servants, and thy glory unto their children. And let the beauty of the Lord our God be upon us, and establish thou the work of our hands upon us, yea, the work of our hands, establish thou it. Amen, Selah, so be it, so let it be. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Pardon the Hayoka in me. For some reason, when it's really hot outside, does not matter how cool or hot it is inside. I can feel the temperature before it happens. And today's going to be a whopper. Make sure that you're really good on water. You're not going out if you don't need to be. And make sure that your medicine doesn't contraindicate direct sunlight on your faces. I know a lot of people are like, why is this happening to my skin? Why am I having such adverse effects? Well, if you are on any medication for any long period of time, you should invest in reading those pamphlets. And I know maybe you've been taking it for a long time, but if they change those pills, if they change the number, if they change the color, there might be an element that would change for you. So definitely read those inserts if you are on any medication for any amount of time. And remember, the same way your body changes, medicine does change. Cost does change. A lot of times they don't tell you that they saved $1 or $2 on just changing the vendor. And you are at will for it. So don't let Big Pharma be the ones to take control and you have it. You do have choices in a lot of things. You only have to exercise it. Okay? There you go. So let's get into this tarot. We got Astro Matrix. I'm not doing pink today. I'm doing Astro Matrix only because I love the book so much. Fluids, fluids, fluids. There's a lot of ginger in this too, so it also helps with pushing toxins out. So a good sweat is good too. But make sure you're putting the fluids back into yourself, okay? Your body has one of the best systems in the world. All you have to do is make sure you take care of the computer. You are the computer, okay? You're definitely the computer. So compute away. I smell something. Someone has a musty smell. Somebody has like a permanently musty smell. I know it's not here. I've been mopping and wiping and everything. So it's like I know. Someone's tired of being somewhere too long. They have to be there, but they don't want to be there. But have they given themselves a choice? Hmm. I got Pisces, Capricorn, and Leo. I'll start off with Leo. Okay, so we got the moon out, which is mostly intuitive. It's mostly mother, but it's intuitive as well. It's Pisces moon. Then I got 15, the devil. I have someone who is very obsessed with this battle. Somebody is battle obsessed. They're bloodthirsty. For some people, they don't like to back away from drama. If they get a taste of it, they get excited. They get hooked into the drama and the endorphins that are released when they're going through warfare, right? So somebody is obsessed with the fight. Somebody is obsessed with the war. Somebody's just obsessed with being aggressive, right? Hey, some people you can't help. They get a kick out of stirring the pot, right? Gosh, I'm sweating. So we got 20 and then we've got 38. 38 going into 11. That's 11. Okay. So highly intuitively we know, collective, that there are people fighting in the background because they want you to fight. They want war with you. They want to start something with you because they're getting bored. That's the thing about a lot of us chosen ones. If you decide that this is what you're going to do, you're going to stalk us, you're going to set your clock and your devices to make sure that you don't miss us when we sign on or when we get on to any type of social media platform. Someone's going to get bored and they're going to find someone to start up with because we're not all that exciting sometimes. Some of us are, but it'll start a beef, especially if everybody's not getting what they think they should get for being so invested in following your business, following your things. Everybody's got to get paid, right? Now, what if somebody took the position to pursue you and they end up losing money because of it? Well, that's going to start a fight too. So somebody's obsession with trying to take us down, trying to get us away from the things that we love the best, whether it be um, food, love, a trip, our beauty routines, our exercise, things of that nature, it's going to cause a problem in the background. Because, hey, most of the time you're not directly involved in it. You're just living your life. These people are trying to puppet you or shepherd you around, and they haven't gotten the gift yet that they've stopped puppeting and shepherding their own selves around. So now they just look like a bunch of people who are dedicated to a cause that's not dedicated to them. Yeah, these are adults. That's what I said. I'm looking around. I said, I thought we only did that thing in like elementary, hide and go seek, that sort of thing. No, we've got a lot of adults, unfortunately, with arthritis out here popping and snapping and papping to find out what's going on with your business instead of minding the business that pays them or keeps them straight. I don't know. So, yeah. So, in Leo, we've got Pisces, we've got Capricorn, and we've got Leo energy. Sun, Moon, Rising. This is the Leo. There is intuitively, there's somebody obsessed, and there's a battle going on with this obsession. Maybe they're fighting the fact that they are addicted there, or someone is fighting with them because of their addiction, or this is a fight because everybody's addicted to the amount of action, the amount of money that was flowing as long as the fight was ensuing. Some people can't make money if there's no war. There's a lot of money in war, and for some reason someone's decided to start war on in land. It's a petty war nonetheless, but a war it is. You'd be surprised at why somebody starts a war. Oh, she's so pretty. Oh, she don't like me. She rotates take me back. She won't let me treat her crazy. I gotta start a bunch of stuff. Won't nobody know why everybody's fighting and people getting pulled up on. When they finally find out, it's because a sucker was a sucker. Damn, she's not really bad this morning. What's going on? Dang, they would have pulled that right back out. Whatever I put in that trash can outside, I could smell it. Either that or still that smell that keeps passing by my nose. Nope, that's not the trash. It's something keeps passing by my nose. Okay, so we got the Seven of Swords upside down, and this is in Virgo. Oh boy. The Seven of Swords is a sneaky card already. So it's upside down, something that's never ever usually happening because I don't like upside down cards. But I'll pull it because that's what it is. And we got the Page of Wands. That seems like, okay, so two cards came out together. I'm going to keep them. The Knight of Cups. Okay, what? Okay, the Knight of Cups and Justice. Okay, the 7 and the Justice. Okay, there are only two numbers came out, but there are 4 cards. Okay, so Virgo, we have the 7 of Swords upside down, the Page of Wands, the Knight of Cups, and Justice. Dang it. I wish my nail wouldn't have broke inside the nail bed. I would have been plucked these off, but it hurts. That's the danger with letting your nails grow too long. You got to be careful what breaks off. Okay, so the 7 of Swords. Pay no attention to those words, but those words might matter to someone. Be careful where it breaks off when you have things going on too long. Okay. I was only talking about my nail, but it ended up being a gem anyway. All right, so upside down, 7 of Swords, overcoming maliciousness, confessing to wrongdoing. Okay, Virgo, are you going to confess to what you did? Are you going to confess to what you said? Are you going to confess to the things that you put your hands to, or what you confused, or what you lied about? Somebody has to confess in Virgo about being malicious and confessing to wrongdoing. Sun, moon, rising, male or female. Then we got the Page of Wands coming out right afterwards. It's 4 cards, so it must be a big thing. Whatever was done has to be undone, and it has to be done directly. The thing about when we get into these spiritual warfares, the reason why is because people are cowards, and they like to go hard on people behind the scenes, not letting people know. You've never gone to this person and say, hey, well, I don't like this. Hey, I like this. Or, hey, can we do this different? No, you've had all these conversations behind a person's back. And you've started doing things behind a person's back. So it becomes spiritual when you can't face the person who you're trying to persecute. When you can't face the person that you're judging. When you are being underhanded and sneaky. That's when it becomes spiritual, because the person has to go on faith. Blind faith, knowing, well, being able to feel that something is amiss, something is wrong, because you're not being upfront. You're not coming to this person and saying, well, I don't like you and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. No, y'all not standing 10 toes down. Y'all doing things sneakily, so it becomes spiritual. And a lot of people, when they go playing in spirituality, they don't understand that's different. You can't get away from that. It's deeper than the physical. You might have been able to handle it if you would have kept it on the physical, but since you took it spiritual, especially for those who actually did go to spiritualists, the ones who actually went to the Botanica, the one that actually went to the Bruja, the one that went to, who basically, requested certain things to happen. They went to whoever the practitioner was and say, hey, I want to do a death spell. Hey, I want to see this person in poverty. Hey, I want this person to be lonely. Hey, I don't want this person to have a love life. You have to understand when you invest in something like that so spiritually, and then you take your money out of your pocket and you put it on the table, you've invested in so many things happening to you without your knowledge. You understand? Because an eye for an eye, and a lot of times God will say, "Oh, this person thought they was real slick. Move out the way. I'm gonna get them. I'm gonna get them." Especially when so much has been done. Especially when it's real egregious. Now, when it's not that bad, sometimes it's gotta drop you a few crumbs and you'll catch it and you can deal with it. But when it becomes too big, when there's too many people feeling very okay with something that's very wrong, something egregious, something unwarranted, it becomes way bigger than an apology or a letter saying, I made a mistake. Some people got to go through things, especially when they've made other people go through things, when they've changed the dynamics of other people's lives, when they've changed the trajectory of some people's children, when they've changed people's living conditions, and they've done it underhandedly. You understand? There are some people who sit in dark spaces and they sit and they watch and they plot and they plan and they say, watch, that person's going to do this and that person's going to fail and that person's. But another thing, what they don't say is when they say that that person's going to fail, they don't tell people the reason why that person is going to fail is because I sold their information. The reason why that person is going to fail is because I steal from them. The reason why that person is going to fail is because I cheat on them and I don't wear protection. And I'm hoping I can upset their body before they realize my body is upset. You understand? There are people out here who will tell people that you're going to fail and then proceed to try to make it happen. The thing about it is, a lot of the people that they told that you were going to fail didn't know that they was going to be the ones to try to make it happen. They didn't know that that person was capable of such underhandedness. Some of the people you sit with right now laugh in your face, and as soon as they get out of earshot, they say something. They tell a lie. They just put a little doubt somewhere just in case they got to come back because that's their pebble. Some people only work through chaos. They don't work through truth. And that's why you got to watch where people go and where people hang. If a person hang with a bunch of liars, a bunch of alcoholics, a bunch of thieves, a bunch of scammers, they the next one. Even if they ain't doing it right then and there, they're probably in training. So be very careful with who you hang with and who you follow somewhere, who you take somewhere, and you getting out the car and you realizing you is in a den of snakes. So be very, very, very careful. Judgment is everything nowadays, especially when we don't have so much of it. People aren't using their judgment. People are just trying to live in the moment. YOLO is definitely not the thing anymore. Of course, you only live once, but y'all don't want to live long at all. And that's an issue. If no one wants to live long, who will teach anyone? Who will retain anything? How can we reach levels if no one wants to go up? Everybody wants to say the same for the longest of times and never teaching the next level. Who's going to teach after the club? Who can you reach after the club? That part. So, with the Seven of Swords, someone's definitely going to have to either come up off of it or they can keep it. But this wrongdoing's got to come out. The energy has to go somewhere. And if you sit on bad things too long, your body will absorb it. And that will come out in so many different ways. It can come out in autoimmune diseases. It can come out in arthritis. It can come out in Crohn's disease. It can come out in lupus. It can come out as a hernia. It can come out as gallbladder, gallstones. It can come out so many different ways. So be very careful of the deed you do. It can change. It can change. It can change. Mesothelioma, stuff like that. You'd be surprised at why somebody got those things. And everybody did the same thing for so many years, but there were quite a few changes that you didn't know, that the person didn't tell you. They were sitting with hate and animosity. They were habitual liars. They had secrets that should have been told long time ago. There are a lot of reasons why people come up with these diseases that no one can pronounce and they can't get rid of. They just had to treat it for the rest of their lives. So the Page of Wands after that was expressing yourself, having limitless potential, redirecting focus, focusing on spirituality. Yeah, somebody needs to return back to their roots. I'm pretty sure they weren't brought up to be malicious, but at some point they became malicious. And even if they were brought up to be malicious, what has it done for them? I've never seen anyone be malicious all their life and everything just turn out correct. Not seen it. Not have ever seen it. So then we've got the Knight of Cups, and then we've got Justice. The Knight of Cups, showing charm, feeling idealistic, dealing with disappointment, connecting to intuition. So someone's definitely got to do a lot of soul searching as they return back to whatever religion they practice and just try to atone for what's going on. And then we have Justice pulling up in the back. And you know what justice means? It means exactly what it says it is. It just means take responsibility for your own actions. So somebody is about to see the cause of what? Cause and effect. When you do bad things will happen, okay? So this is the Virgo reading. Take what resonates. Aquarius, Virgo, and Libra. What goes up must come down. What goes in is going to come out. So we've got the 7 plus the 11, which turns that into 17, which turns that into 8. And that is karma and the way it works, okay? So that is the Virgo reading. Take what resonates. That was Libra, Aquarius, and Virgo. The number was 7 plus 11, which would have been 18, turns into a 9, actually. And that makes that prayer. Yeah, I did say they need to go back to their basics and atone for whatever. So definitely go to God, definitely atone, and do some shadow work. Shadow work will make you understand where you are in relativity to humanity. Okay, so every little bit makes us human. Okay, Libra, 9 of Swords, 6 of Swords, 5 of Cups, 965, 965. So somebody had this number. I'm pretty sure it's saying it right there. 965 or 9 September in 65 or 56. Somebody was born in either in 59, July 59, or September of 56. Somebody is 65 or 56. Somebody was born in 96 or 69. Cancer energy, Gemini, Aquarius, Scorpio. This is the Libra reading. So the 9 of Swords is, it's a hard way to go. I'm trying to tell you. The 9 of Swords is a sleepless night. The 9 of Swords is not being able to feel okay. Do not feel ashamed of being traumatized. Chin up, conquer your pains. Mars and Gemini. Recovering from illness, releasing trauma. So somebody's definitely releasing trauma, anxiety. They might need some support. But yeah, it looks like pretty much at the crossroads, okay? So that's Gemini with the 9 and 6 of Swords. So somebody definitely wants to move on to calmer water after going through so much illness and releasing trauma. So something is beginning to sit in someone's body and it's not sitting in a positive way. Someone by way of has manifested some type of illness or dis-ease. Doesn't have to be a terminal dis-ease. This might be something that is causing them discomfort. Might be a headache. Might be just too much stress. Might be overeating. Might be undereating. Might be not just getting enough sleep. Sleepless nights. Might be too much stimulation. Too much noise. Too much substance use, too much drinking. It all depends, right? So we have this 9 of Swords next to this 6 of Swords, and this is just basically saying there isn't a lot of heart, there's just a lot of heartbreak. And then we've got the 5 of Cups. The 5 of Cups It's basically going into oneself. Let's see. Five of Cups. Do not shut your eyes to new opportunities. It's time to forget the past and seize the opportunities to build a secure future. Mars and Scorpio. Letting go of trauma and learning optimism. Moving on, releasing emotional baggage. Okay. So basically, this is what's happening. Someone's going through the motions right now. They're going to have to get over whatever heartbreak this is, whatever loss this is, because life goes on. Sure, bad things happen, but life goes on. Are you going to give up right then and there, or are you going to change the trajectory and actually go towards something that's more positive that you can see grow? See, some people, when they get used to doing bad things, they don't see a brighter future in doing other things. And it's a bad habit to break. It's a hard habit to break, but it has to break nonetheless. So I don't know who this for. Hopefully this helps. I understand maybe you've been doing this one thing or being this way all your life, but as you approach the other half of things, or the end, or the last, the end part of things, do consider life changes toward the positive part. Do you want to live out the rest of your life this way, or would you like to live out the rest of your life doing something positive for the universe, being a role model towards yourself and others like you, or others younger than you? Would you not like to be an advocate and warn people of the mistakes that you've already made and help them navigate going around them and not making them? Because that would make the world a lot better, a much better place, is if you can actually teach a few people how not to make the mistakes that you made. It's just a thought, okay? So that's Libra, and that is what's going on. It's the Gemini, Aquarius, and Scorpio. Okay, so there's communication, there's a lot of thinking, there's a lot of going within, but definitely there's some kind of inspiration to really try to turn over a new leaf, especially if the other leaf has not been working or allowing you to get anywhere. Okay, so definitely 9 plus 6, that's 15, plus 5, that's 20, which is 2, and that means that you're trying to find balance. Be sure to find it. You might find balance in accepting more responsibility. A lot of people, when they do find purpose and responsibility, it actually enacts accountability. Try it. It'll work. 1313 is what I'm looking at. Death and transformation. Someone's definitely wants to change to their ways. It's not an easy thing. It's not a press a button one thing. You have to actually train yourself to let go of certain things in order for you to embrace others, okay? All right, so Scorpio. Emperor, 2 of Swords, 3 of Swords. Okay. 423, 423, March 23, March the 3rd, March 20, okay. Or we got Pisces 24th. What? We got April 23rd and we got March 24th. April 23rd or March 24th. We got Aries and double Libra in Scorpio. Okay, so someone wants to be a leader, blind faith, heartbroken. So somebody had faith in something happening and they ended up Shit's Creek. Okay, they ended up in anxiety and heartbreak. It didn't go the way that they wanted it to go. Somebody tried to have blind faith. They were trying to be a leader. They were trying to get things done. However, this blind faith didn't get them a lot of places. It got them right here, okay? And that's double Libra, which is double justice, double trying to balance out the scales, and it just didn't happen. It just didn't quite happen, like the Jerry curl, that thing. S curl turned into a C curl, whatever. Okay, so we got 4 plus 2 plus 3, and that takes us to a 9, which is everything was on a hope and a prayer, and guess what? It just didn't come through, and that's something you got to deal with. Sometimes things will go your way, sometimes they won't. Go back to the drawing board, and sometimes you shouldn't have drew that shit. That's what it is. All right, so that's Scorpio's reading. Aries, double Libra. There was double mutable signs, so it was, somewhere within this whole thing wasn't convinced anyway. They were just trying it out. So that was the blind faith. Either way, even if they were just trying it out, it is a waste to waste some money to invest something and still not get the outcome that they wanted. So basically, this is it. All right, that's in Scorpio. Sun, Moon, Rising. Take what resonates. Don't force anything. Scorpio, Aries, double Libra. That was the Scorpio reading. Okay. We started off in Leo, so we're going to end up in Cancer, all right? I'm telling me more than you. All right, Sagittarius, what it is. Good morning. I didn't say anything about congratulations or happy birthday. Sucks. Happy birthday to the Cancers that are cancering. Hopefully you're not trying to ruin anyone's day so that your day could go a little better, because that's your MO. Anyway, what's up? ¿Qué pasa? What's going on, Sagittarius? What it is? What the business is? All right, so let's go. All right, then we've got the Three of Cups, the Four of Swords, and the Three of Wands. We got 343. Okay, we got March 43. We got March. Somebody's 43, 34. And we've got March and April just keep coming out here. March and April just keep coming out here. We got Cancer, Libra, and Aries. Okay, so we have a Cup of Cancer. We've got a Four of Swords, and we've got a Three of Wands, and that is Aries. The Four of Swords is Libra. Let's see what's going on in the book. The Three of Cups. We've got Mercury in energy, and we've got Cancer, which means that there's so much craziness going on in between. All of that social standings. See, if you're a real big socializer and you go into different social settings, somebody's got a bunch of different friend groups and they're all buzzing. It's a lot of whispering going on. Some people know facts, some people don't. Some groups are mixed up. Some got the facts, some don't, and they're comparing notes now. Somebody is being talked about. Let's hope it's good. Three of Cups. Let's see what's going on in these cups, because these chickadees is dancing away in the rain, and it has been raining lately. Those storms have been refreshing. Just too bad that as soon as it's finished, the sun is just as aggressive. It dried all up. It's like boiling water. Three of Cups. Do not hesitate to ask your family for support. You need their trust and support to achieve what you want. Having celebrations, strengthening friendships, releasing access, coming out from isolation. So this right here in Sagittarius, somebody either is having celebrations or they're trying to come out from isolation. Someone has been trying to hide from their friend groups because they know it's a lot of whispers going on. You know, people like the tea, baby. And I'm not going to say it ain't me. I like the tea too, long as it ain't about me. But let's keep going. Four Swords. Do not overwhelm yourself with tasks. Take time to sit and relax. Jupiter and Libra. Remember, there is Mercury retrograde and Jupiter going on at the same time in this Cancer. So you never know what you're going to get, who is going to be talking about what, and how they're going to be doing it. Finding time to rest, contemplating the future, overcoming denial, transforming rejection. So someone definitely went into isolation because they're trying not to deny the reality that they are living. Some people, as long as they can deny facts and stay away from the people who have the facts, they feel good. But if they should ever walk into a room where the truth meet them before they can tell a lie, oh my gosh. You got me. I'm coming to join you, Elizabeth. Oh. Some people cannot walk in a room containing the truth because they always live in a lie. What you doing, little mama? Okay, this is Sagittarius reading. We got the Cancer, and then we got Libra following up right behind that with the Four of Swords, and then we got the Three of Wands. You know I'm going to pop my shit every morning. Ain't nothing but the truth. I ain't going to lie to you, Ruth. Okay, so the Three of Wands. You have created a firm foundation for yourself. Now it is time to plan for a secure future. The Sun in Aries. The Sun is masculine, Aries. So someone's in their masculine, and they're trying to be the leader, okay? Unexpected turns, overcoming creative blocks. So, look, okay, this what you gonna have today, little messy self. Come on over here, Sagittarius. See, what you done did was you done made your reputation precede you, because people, when they see you coming, they know you coming with a bunch of stuff. They know you coming, but it's to stir the pot. See, the thing is, now you're getting older, and the way you done stirred the pot, you never realized that eventually people were going to stir the pot on you. And the thing about it is, you've been spewing lies for so darn long that you didn't understand that eventually somebody was going to ask a question or see the truth. And the thing about it is, in their travels, they ended up seeing the truth about you. So now you can't be in denial when you enter rooms. Remember those very rooms that you stirred up against somebody else? See, really nobody had to stir those rooms up against you. You did it, because once everybody realized that you were, everything you said was only investment for you, not for nobody else, they started stirring the pot up on you. So now those same rooms that you stirred up against other people, they stirred up about you. And that grass ain't green on the other side now, is it? Nope. The number for you is 6 plus 4. That's a 10. That's wish fulfillment, right? You wanted that attention. Now you got it. Handle it. And that was Sagittarius. Did you like that? Did you like it? It's like being an archer. Let go. All right. So let's get on over to Capricorn. Hello, Cap. No Cap. Capping. Captain Crunch. Is Captain Crunch a Capricorn? I can imagine so. The cereal is fun enough to hurt your mouth. Really, seriously, indubitably, it is. Even the crunchy berries, if you don't have enough milk on them, you can scrape the roof of your mouth. It's wild. But the cereal's so darn good. Do you know that it's almost $8 for a box of Captain Crunch now? Like, this is where we are. This is exactly where we are in this life. Whew. Knight of Swords. Capricorn it is. Hanged One and Emperor. All right, so this doesn't feel too bad, right? This is going into a 16, which is a tower moment. So there's somebody being nice and gentle and trying to be charming, but it's starting to stagnate them because, hey, they've been doing it for quite a while. Was that an Emperor? It's so hard to tell an Emperor from a Warlock nowadays. They have on the same outfit, so you just have to wait for the other shoe to drop. Anyway, so Knight of Swords, Hanged One, and Emperor. Let's read from the book. Morning, Alex. Oh, grapes. Why didn't you just finish them? And I gave you all the blueberries. You ate them all in one sitting yesterday? Okay, so Knight of Swords. Do. Change is hard to accept, but it takes you to use your full potential and reap the fruit of your labor. Feeling very ambitious, having super focused attention, being polite, being gentle. Okay, that's what I said about the Knight of Swords. Now we've got this Hanged One here, and that usually means you have to sacrifice something. So someone has to be nice while they're sacrificing something so that they can move on to better, clearer, better waters. That's what I got, but let's read it anyway. Why don't you get some water out of the... Get some water. Get the water. Get the water right there. It's one open right there.
Okie dokie. So the hanged one, that's 12. Sometimes something amazing happens when we surrender and just love. We melt into another world, a realm of power already within us. Sacrificing something, finding new perspectives. That's Neptune. That's a trine. That's 120 degree. That's a 120 degree. Letting go of resistance, finding contentment. So not only are you learning how to be gentle, hold up. Not only are you learning to be gentle and be ambitious and polite, you're learning how to find a new perspective, and you have to sacrifice something. You have to let go of something and find contentment, okay? So then the Emperor is the last one coming out. That's 4. When stability becomes a habit, maturity and clarity follow. Aries, being a leader, showing your talents, being more cautious, developing flexibility. So someone's actually taking a turn for the better, okay? That is the tower that happen. There are good towers, okay? Good Lord, I'm sweating. There are good towers that happen. I don't have the air on. So this seems very good. Someone is learning how to let go of things so that they can move on. And I remember in the Bible it says the sacrifices. Let me see. Hold that. Right. The sacrifices of God are a broken spirit, a broken and a contrite heart. Oh God, thou wilt not despise. Okay, so that's the perfect condition to not be sacrificed. You being able to sacrifice things and not holding on to grudges, not holding on to animosity, not holding on to things that no longer serve you. You know, being able to let go and grow will help you become a better human being, understanding on both sides of the track, okay? So, knowing yourself and knowing yourself in relation to what you're going through will help that a lot. Like I said, some people you meet and you're okay with that, and some people you meet and 10 seconds before you didn't know them, and 10 seconds afterwards, you could go back to leaving them in the universe. Sometimes you had to be okay with meeting a person, understanding a person, and letting them go, releasing them back. Some people become so invested in people who are not invested in them. And then it becomes creepy, and then it becomes weird because now you're actually doxing a person, following a person who's not interested in you. And it becomes weird. And some of you guys go too far and you start really hacking people and really being really invested in somebody who you should not be following, who you should not be going into their personal information for. Because what is it doing for you? Is it making you better? And if you are gaining some kind of monetary thing off of somebody that you don't know, that's called exploitation. It's called extortion and exploitation. You need to get a grip before somebody gets a grip of you. Okay? All right. So that was the 12 and the 4, which is 16, which is a tower moment and is in a complete cycle. Alex, before you start making all that noise, thank you. Let me at least get back to Cancer since I started in Leo and I'm coming back around. Okay, so now we're going to do Aquarius. That was Capricorn. And I did tell you with Capricorn was 16 going into a 7, which is a complete cycle of understanding yourself in relation to what you got going on. Be kind, be gentle, let go. It's better for you and the other person. Forgiving doesn't mean that you forgive the person outright. You're going to hug them, embrace them. Forgiving means forgiving yourself enough to just let it go. Surrender it. Okay, so now we got Aquarius, which judgment comes straight out. Knight of Wands and Page of Pentacles. I'm dropping things. Ugh. Okay, judgment. Judgment comes out like the phoenix. That is 20. Okay, so judgment is here Embrace your inner calling. You are all set to take your life to the next level. That is Pluto energy, transforming yourself, listening to your inner calling, dealing with stagnation, resistance to change. So someone needs to be able to change and embrace it and embrace other people's change. Other people don't have to stay the same just because it makes you comfortable. If a person likes you at one interval and eventually they don't like you, be okay with that. Be okay with the fact that they might have liked you before. Be okay with the fact that their like might have not been the real like in the first place. We all have to adjust accordingly, right? So now we've got the Knight of Wands. Being passionate, energetic, being adventurous. Okay. So from there to, okay. So someone's definitely going to go on into their inner calling. They're going to be passionate and energetic. They're going to be adventurous. And there is a bit of pinnacle that can be gotten from this. So as they go forth to their inner calling, to their new calling, there might be an investment. They might be investing in themselves by choosing to make this move. The only number out here is judgment. So someone is definitely ready to rebalance their polarities and their responsibilities and be accountable. Somebody is definitely ready to balance all these things coming forward in life. Okay, Pluto energy. Think outside the box. That was the Aquarius reading, and the only thing that was out here was the 20, which was for judgment. The Knight of Wands, that was just some personality traits, some adjectives, some supporting adjectives, and the Page of Pentacles was basically saying what the reward would be for this type of change. Might not be monetary, might just be peace, might be health, might just be getting on to the next idea. Sometimes you just need to remove blockages by gaining another perspective. Okay, all right, that was Aquarius. Let's get over to Pisces. Happy birthday and my condolences to anyone who has lost anyone. I'm pretty sure that is happening because I hear the ambulance all the time, and then I hear the gunshots, and then I see the stories, and that it's a lot of this stuff is unwarranted. It's a lot of young people that are hurt out here. There's a lot of old people who stopped teaching because they didn't want to hear nobody say nothing, but you kept teaching nonetheless, because we got these young people out here who definitely want to hear some feedback. They might say they don't want to hear it, but I remember not wanting to hear it a long time ago, but now that I got older, I remember being glad that someone was able to tell me something, because a lot of you nowadays don't got nothing to say. A lot of you can't give nobody advice because you didn't take no advice and make nothing of yourselves. So pardon me if I'm shooting from the hip. Okay. Come on, Pisces. Magician, 10 of Wands. Somebody's put themselves through a lot of burdens, okay? Magician, 10 of Wands, King of Pentacles. Magician, that's the manifester. That's the one who tries to bring things from their mind to reality, okay? Let's show everyone what you are capable of. Is your time to rise and shine. Power of manifestation, having strong influence, finding mental clarity, and trusting others more. Trusting others with your dreams to bring them into fruition. However, what's going on with this 10 of Wands? 10 of Wands, when it comes to fulfilling your responsibility, you are the one who would never shrug his shoulders off. It is better to share this load of responsibility with others. Saturn and Sagittarius dealing with responsibilities, maintaining duty, and hard work. This is a very heavy burden. Somebody's trying to manifest, and it's becoming a very hard thing to maintain. King of Pentacles. So what's going on with this King of Pentacles at the end? Success in business, sticking to principles. So someone's definitely going to be manifesting through a lot of hard work. It's going to be all on them. We've got the 1 and the 10, which is 11, okay? So someone intuitively knows in order to get these things done and to make it to this King of Pentacles, they're going to have to do a lot of hard work, and they're going to have to be able to trust some people, but not so much as to bring them in their inner circle, just be able to trust who they're doing business with. So be mindful, have discernment, and definitely look over those contracts. You may not have a lot of people personally in your inner circle, but as far as business, you want to make sure that you're very clear as far as the fine print is concerned, okay? And that is for Pisces. 1 plus 10, that's 11. King of Pentacles. This is a very heavy burden for someone. And trusting others is even a bigger burden, especially if you can't trust yourself. Take what resonates. We got Mercury, we got Sagittarius, and this is Pisces. And it does have a bit of Jupiter energy in, which means there is retrograde. So some things are not really going as smooth as we would like them to go. But you have to stay this course until it plays out. There's no way to see what happens unless you just let it play out. Okay? So this was in Pisces. 1 plus 10 is the 11. And that's highly intuitive. And let's see if you can balance these polarities. That was the Pisces reading. Okay, now let's get over to Aries. What's going on? Good morning, Aries. Remember, sometimes you don't have to be a leader of other people. Can you lead yourself? That is the biggest challenge. 4 swords, 3 of cups, Knight of Pentacles. Seems like this came out earlier in Libra or something. Seems like it did. Okay, but this is Aries. We got the 4 swords, relax and restoration. Someone needs to go and relax. Someone needs to take a wink or two and get themselves together. They might need rest. They might need some restorative care. They might need to just take a vacation, or they might just need to step away from the board for a while and get a fresh perspective. Then we've got this 3 of Cups. This is the social standing right now. So basically, they need to take a rest from the social scene. They need to take a rest from the social scene. We've got Libra. This is the Aries reading. We've got Libra, we've got Cancer, and we've got the Knight of Pentacles at the end. So someone needs to dip off from the social scene for a little while. Let me see what this Knight of Pentacles means. Working hard, being practical, and committed. So someone needs to take a break from the social scene and get to work. They need to keep their head down and get to work, because they're not going to be able to secure this pentacle. And whatever darkness they got going on, seems like somebody likes to play a little dangerous. But whatever it is, whatever they got going on, they're not going to be able to seek the bag or get to whatever their goal is if they stay on a social scene. Sometimes socializing can be good. You can relax and you throw a few ones back. But the thing about it is, when you socialize too long, you take away your energy. You come away drained. Somebody might, be distracting you from something that you really would have picked up if you didn't have all of this frivolous talking to your head. So sometimes you do have to, yes, I am sweating. Sometimes you do have to take a break from the social scene. And 4 and 3 is a 7, so it's just a complete cycle. Someone need to go sit down. Okay, somebody is always in a social setting and it's not the best thing. Going forward, they'll realize that they lost a lot of things, a lot of potential, because they had to always be in the streets. They always had to be in other people's faces. They could have gotten a lot further in life had they just buckled down and locked in. Okay, so now we're in Taurus, Gemini, and Cancer. The last three. Oh yeah, I'm still drinking hot tea too. That doesn't help, the ginger included. But it keeps my skin glistening. All right, so now we got the 2 of Cups, we got the 5 of Cups, and we got the Lovers. Aries. Taurus, Gemini, Cancer. Okay. Aries, 2 of Cups, 5 of Cups, Lovers. A lot of offering here. A lot of somebody carrying something to someone else. So the 2 of Cups is express your feelings to those who you hold in your heart. Let them know that you care and think about them. Venus in Cancer, finding love and mutual partnership, overcoming rejection and finding balance. Okay, that is what it is. And then we've got the 5 of Cups right after that. Do not shut your eyes to new opportunities. It's time to forget the past and seize the opportunities to build a secure future. That's Mars and Scorpio. Bless you. Letting go of trauma, learning optimism. Okay, so somebody's learning how to get back on the dating scene. Somebody's learning how to look before they jump. Okay, so be careful. Just be mindful, but try. There will be a few people there that you'll have to talk to a little longer than you would like to just to find out what their motive is. But be okay. You're going to be okay as long as you know when to let go. Okay? So it's fine. Go on a date. Have that drink. Accept that coffee date. But be prepared for the worst in case the best doesn't happen. And that's just the way you have to live life, okay? So, six, the lovers, and I don't see anything wrong with that. The lovers is the last card that is out here. We have 2, 5, and 6, which is 7 plus 6, which is 13. Someone's definitely about to not be single. Okay. Go you. Finding love, being selfless, overcoming trust issues, avoiding conflict. What did I say? Okay. So somebody's about to not be single. By the way, this looks, somebody is about to be in love, 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 love. Letting go of all those old things, all those old lovers, all those old friends, all those old family members, and going into better unions, better relationships, in a better family setting. All right, you go ahead. All right, and that is in Aries. So Aries, Cancer, Scorpio, and Gemini. Sun, Moon, Rising, take what resonates. You will be finding love soon. Even if it's just a love for yourself, you'll return back to the dating scene and love it. You'll love the offers you get. Even if you don't accept them long term, it's good to have at least liked, right? Okay, there you go. And the number was, I always do that, 2 plus 5 is 7. Plus 6 is 13. So someone's dying to the single scene and they're going into a relationship very soon. Death and transformation. Sometimes death is very good. It means a release of old energy and going into new beginnings. All right? Okay. So let's go, Taurus. Let's go. Hi, bully. Hope you're not in a china shop. Okay, so we've got Empress and we've got the Hierophant and we've got the Two of Wands. We've got 352. 352, February the 5th, March the 5th, May the 3rd, May the 2nd, February the 3rd, March the 2nd, March the 5th. We got a 10, which is wish fulfillment. So we've got the Empress here, which is lots of wealth, lots of abundance, lots of restoration, lots of creativity, lots and lots and lots and lots and lots. Then we've got the Hierophant going into business. Are you starting a business? Are you doing an institution? Are you on your channel? Are you on your platform? Are you in your bag? What are you doing? What are you doing? Are you establishing something? What are you doing? I think you're doing great things. And then you got the Two of Wands. Woo! Why did it flip, flip, flop, flutter like that? Almost like a butterfly, flip, flip, flutter. This is the only one I'm going to need to read for is the Two of Wands. Discovering new paths and planning your future. Okay. So somebody's going to go forth. They're going to have a lot of wealth, abundance. They're going to have a lot of restoration, a lot of creative moments. They're also going to be able to do business, and they're also going to be able to balance it between their religion, their values, and everything else. Everything will be taken into consideration, and it's going to lead them to a really nice, long, consistent path of creativity and abundance. And this reading was the most beautiful reading ever. 352, the Empress, the Hierophant, and the Two of Wands. This signifies that somebody's going to go long, they're going to go hard, they're going to go far, and it's going to be great. Someone's destined for greatness. Go forth and be great. This is the Taurus reading. and it has Aries, it has Taurus, and it is all feminine. Even if it is a masculine, just know that he has enough creativity and enough nourishment to get these things done without a problem. He has balanced out his polarities as well. He has a great amount of feminine and masculine within him. He's not only able to protect and make a business, he's also able to make it look good and make it productive. That is great for that masculine. For the feminine, we all know how that's going to go. Divine feminine, hey, good morning. Okay, so let's get over to Gemini because Cancer is our last but not our least. Hey, thank you. Four of Swords. So someone wants to go 10 of Pentacles, and then we've got the King of Swords, which is 14, which is Temperance, okay? So, Gemini, mind your manners, okay, right now, as these things are getting... Okay, so, you're going to need to do a little bit of resting. You're going to have to sit back for a while, okay? You're going to have to regroup, right? Because the 10 of Pentacles is right here, Gemini. Your public recognition, the things that you want, your way of life, taking care of yourself, it's happening. People are discussing your names in rooms, so you're going to have to do what you got to do. Prep yourself, take care of your hygiene, take care of everything because the stage is being set. Do you see all these business people? They're talking about you. They're meeting. Somebody's about to get an offer. Somebody's being talked about. There's contracts. Look, there's good contracts too. Dogs are great contracts. Okay, and they've got to be very, very objective. They've got to be able to see things coming. They've got to be able to cut things off. They've also got to be able to make decisions without bringing their heart and their feelings into it. They can't be no crybaby. So going forward, Gemini, temperance. Remember temperance. Bless you. Temperance. You've got to keep... Stop it. Why do I have to go that way? Maybe you're too close to returning back to the same place. Maybe if you just move all the way. There you go. Okay. So, yeah. Gemini. This BDE. This big dick energy, okay? Which means that you're entering to a realm that you've never been into before. I know it's unfamiliar. Because even though you've had some success, you haven't quite gone this far. Now that we're here, pay attention, okay? This is the chance of a lifetime. People are watching, they're taking notes, and they're seeing what's great, okay? There are other people taking notes, and they're trying to pick you apart. So right now, you have to be very, very vigilant when it comes to you and your social hygiene and your spiritual hygiene because people are watching. You don't get there without doing this. And you got to keep consistent on being objective, on having good judgment, on having mental clarity, on showing up for yourself. Okay? You're going to have to be consistent with that. Rest up now. Gather your resources. Gather your thoughts. Get everything in order. It's time to go. The last thing I said to a few people who I vowed never to speak to again was to see you at the top. I didn't say I would speak to you. I just said I see you at the top. 10 and a 4, that's temperance. Remember, mind your manners and don't say things you never want repeated. That was Gemini. Okay, let's go. Sun, Moon, Rising, Scorpio, Libra, and Gemini. Oh, that's not Scorpio, my bad. Virgo and Libra and Gemini, which means it's almost surgical how you have to be. You can no longer let things slide, okay? You have to be up on it. What you say, huh? What you say, they talk about nothing. What? Huh? They talk about nothing. Peekaboo. Yeah, Kendrick. Peekaboo. All right. We are in our last zodiac. That is Cancer. And we've done a short reading for this Sunday, July the 12th. Okay, let's keep it going because it's the last one. It's the last dance. Yeah. Two of Pentacles, Three of Swords, and the Wheel of Fortune. We've got the 2 and the 3 and the 10, which takes us to 15, which is Obsession. What's going on? I thought we were getting out of here with some good stuff. Two of Pentacles, balancing polarities in Capricorn. Someone's supposed to be balancing their responsibilities and everything else. So now we've got the Three of Swords. Somebody isn't doing so well. Because this Three of Swords is anxiety. It's a bunch of stuff that nobody really wants, but it's the truth. Oh, baby, never feel like this. Maxwell? Somebody doing a love spell or a come to me spell. They trying to get something back. You want that old thing back? Get a Cadillac. So somebody's heartbroken and they're trying to balance themselves out. They're heartbroken because they're not fortunate to have you, girl. I'm so proud you're in my world. Just as sure as the sky is blue, he's blessed today. And he's so mighty, mighty, mighty proud. So proud of his day. Woo! All right, so what's going on? Somebody that turned into a 2026 Keep Sweat. What you talking about, Willis? Somebody begging and begging and begging. And they ain't getting it. They ain't getting it. They ain't getting it. See what happened, y'all? What happened, y'all? Let me tell you what happened, y'all. Yeah. See, sometimes some people get a little big in their britches and they get a little bit of attention. They get a little scratches here. They get a little scratches there. And they tell themselves, oh, this is what it might be like for life. Not understanding. Not understanding that once they make the mistakes that they make, they can't go back. They done burn the bridges, all right? So if somebody right now sitting there wondering, wishing, hoping, and praying, talking about, I should have treated him better. I should have treated her better. Had I known all the value that this person had, I would not have been so silly. However, we is here now. And everything you done to me, done to you. And everything you touch, gonna crumble till you do right by me. So the Wheel of Fortune is here changing. Because somebody thought that they can balance out. I'm going to balance out. I'm going to make sure I got some hoes here. And I'm going to make sure I got the wife here or the husband here. Because I told myself I can have my Kate and Edith, my Edith too. So that's what the saying say, Kate and Edith. But in this instance, we going to say Cake and Edith too, right? Now they heartbroken because they can't go back. That chat done revealed everything. Them emails done came out. That social media, them fake profiles. The side chick, the side dude done pulled up. They done seen each other in the market. They done seen each other cross the mall, right? So now you like, I in court. Oh my gosh, right? But the Wheel of Fortune has happened. So now you got to deal with the fallout because who told you you was going to get away with it forever? The same way the wheel turn around for other people is the same way the wheel is certainly turning around for you. And during this retrograde, which happens to be of the variety, We have Jupiter and we have Mercury. Now, these things is happening all at the same time, right? So everybody coming out the bag. The heat ain't right. The prices ain't right in the stores. You understand? The animals acting crazy. You understand? Politics is at an all-time the worst it's ever been, because we're really, all the things that we learned or on Schoolhouse Rock has been changed so much and so blatantly, we can't even depend on that no more. They done did something else. Now, in a place where everything else changed, why do you think things wouldn't change for you? See, that's what be wrong with people. They get so confident in the wrong damn things. Well, the same way you feel as though you could change things for people, people can change things for you. So you be careful. You understand? You be careful with changing on people, because they have every right to change on you. All right, this has been the Cancer reading, and the number is 2 plus 3 plus 10, which is 15, and that is saying something towards being obsessed. Someone is obsessed, absolutely obsessed with the fact that their will is changing, and so is everybody else's, and it's changing for the better for them and not so much for you. Change happens whether you want it to happen or not. Embrace yourself. Okay? That's Cancer. That's 15. That turns into 6, which is, you will definitely reap what you've sown. All right, this has been Nyx, and I'll see you tomorrow. Okay? Bye-bye.